And then the conversation can begin, and out of that we can come to some sense of definitions if we need to. So I'm interested in the work and hoping a lot of people come along, and I think there are a lot of people who are doing this work who have no interest in religion, faith, but meditation.
One more question before.
That's always scary, isn't it? Now you got to think if you're going to be the ones who ask the last question. Yes.
You said how meditation is very helpful for finding your calling to reach true justice. Do you find meditation is also useful in achieving that justice, like that social justice, and helping teaching people meditation or going in that?
Great question. And on a number of occasions, I have been teaching Intro to Justice and Peace literally since 1985. I did it at another institution and I've done it here. And on occasion, we have actually taken time to talk about meditation as one of the ways of staying grounded and of making sure that you are centered, however that is. So it's funny, this is maybe slightly related to Patty's question. I am achievement oriented, but I just don't like to talk about achievement, clearly. So because I feel like that's a frame that I don't want to support too much. I want to talk about improving things and making things better and process. It's a process for me, so I probably wouldn't use the word achieve, but I would use that I think meditation in itself is a good, I think. I don't want it to be only seen as a tool. It is useful. It is useful. There's no question in my mind about it. But if you start to judge meditation by how useful it is, then I'm back into my achievement and all that kind of stuff, which I don't want to be into. I'm probably not answering your question as well as I would like to. So do you want to ask me in a different way? Did I sort of get at it?
I didn't mean like achievement and like accomplishing something. Just it was the first word that came to mind. Just in when you're working with people and in trying to improve lives of other people,
yes.
Do you find meditation can also be helpful in improving their lives?
Yes, thank you very much. Oh, perfect, absolutely, without a doubt. Amen. Yes, in fact, we have had some of those conversations in different kinds of work that we do, is to acquaint others with, in this case I will use it with tools that we have found useful. The challenge with that is that for many people that translates into accept the situation it is and just kind of get yourself centered around the fact that life is yucky and you're poor and you're always going to be poor. That's the challenge. So it's how to make sure that people understand that the structures are still sinful. There is oppression in the world and we can't change it all overnight. We are called to do what we can, and in that very process to be at peace. St. Ignatius, you correct me if I'm wrong, was asked at one point, what if the Pope said, it's over, we're demolishing the Society of Jesus. He said, I'll need 15 minutes to get my soul together and to go on. So it's that letting go and yet being centered and wanting to work for a better world, but knowing that we're not ultimately the ones in charge, and being at peace with the fact that I can do what I can do, but I can't do everything, and that there are others who are in this with me. So I think we would love everybody in the world to meditate. And I think we'd have a much better world if we did. It would slow everybody down from thinking, I'm going to shoot that guy. Let us all meditate for a while and think, just be. And then tell me why you're going to shoot him at the end. So, no shooting. It's a nonviolent thing that I'm trying to promote.
A beautiful way to end.
Thank you all.
Hello everyone, my name is Alice Lee. I'm the Student Director of Development at the Meditation Center. I've been working with the Meditation Center for the past semester. I wanted to thank Dr. Weiger for coming out this evening. I very much enjoyed your talk and the discussion. And thank you everyone else for coming out and sharing this with us this evening. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the development, or what we hope for the development of the Meditation Center. But just briefly, I wanted to comment actually on the question that Robert posed earlier. How exactly are meditation and justice two halves of the same whole? And I feel that in my experience, meditation and religion and justice all come together as love. I feel that through meditating, one experiences in a very direct way a ultimate and divine love, which gives context to theology and motivation for action for good. And kind of those things coming together and remembering that, I think, is why meditation is a necessary and consistent part, and has become a necessary and consistent part of my life since I've come to Georgetown. I have the worst case of stage fright right now. I feel that one of the best pieces of advice to me that's come since working at the Meditation Center actually came from Mr. Gene Bibbo from the WCCM, where at the beginning of working with him, working with the center, I had the opportunity to speak with him, and he told me that as I worked with the Meditation Center, I'm working on fundraising, on working on finding more people to get involved. The most important thing would be to meditate twice a day. Now, not, keep track of budgets, not make sure you don't lose all the papers that are given to you, but meditate twice a day. And a couple of months later, I realized that what it brings me back to is that sort of originality and purpose. And I think of, it gives me faith. It gives me not just faith, but the knowledge that the Meditation Center and what it brings to Georgetown is beyond critical. And I hope that everyone will think of how they might be able to contribute, not just monetarily, but in terms of advice. I mean, if you could give just time to volunteer, supporting events like these, all these are ways to contribute to make the center to continue to grow and be more than what it is, and really become what it could be, a place for people to experience, like I said, that feeling of love, and empower themselves to do more than they might have on their own. I once again wanted to thank you all for being here this evening, and thank you for listening to me.